Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. This is just a great show out and wonderful and to see all of your faces. So I just wanted to congratulate you guys all for being here as well. Just taking this initiative to come out here. First off, it makes me feel really good, so thanks. And second, just to have the seedling of information and how you decide to nurture it to grow, it's up to you. But just the start of coming out here is great. A win. Thanks. So a little background about me. I'm Jen Visser. I'm a massage therapist. I grew up in Gerhardt and I moved back here about 5 years ago. I started my own business, Jen Visser Massage, and I was fortunate enough to be able to grow where I created a wellness center. It's called the Healthy Hub and it's right on Broadway, right next to the Patty's Wicker Cafe and the Spray and Neuter thrift store. Yeah, so come by and say hi. We offer jewelry, local art, facials and massage and wellness classes as well. So I wanted to tell you guys just a little bit about my sugar story and how I got into this. I suffered from chronic back pain for about 7 years, where even being a massage therapist, I thought I just had to live with this. A friend suggested to me that I see Dr. Weeks, and I thought, sure, why not? What do I have to lose, right? So I saw him, and I was surprised when he put me on this anti-inflammatory diet, aka the sugar detox. And I really couldn't see the correlation with my chronic back pain and my diet, but I thought, again, sure, why not? And I was actually really excited to start a new journey. So I went to the grocery store, and I loaded up on groceries, and I was on my way. Well, just 3 days into the detox, I felt the difference. I've been diagnosed and treated with ADD, and I never really believed it because I was just like, oh, that's society not being able to handle my energy, you know. And 3 days into this detox, I did feel the difference. My mental clarity was what it's never been before. And so I felt then I had the power to become the person who I was meant to be, which was huge. So everything did get better, including my back, and I was just hooked on the power of whole food healing. So the more that I learned, the more I thought, wow, everyone should know this information. So I invited Dr. Weeks to present Diet for Disease Prevention. There was over 100 attendees, maybe some of you guys were there, and I just thought, wow, there's such a need for this information in my community. Everyone was responding. So I created some cooking classes because the number one question I get is, well, what do you eat? And I'm like, no, really, I eat, and I eat well, and it's delicious. So I wanted to prove to people that it can be done, it's easy, and it's delicious. And then I led a few sugar detox groups, and every time the result was amazing. Yeah, and so that led and inspired me to do the Community Sugar Detox, and here we are at the 2nd annual Community Detox, so woo! And this also was part of the inspiration of creating the Healthy Hub, because I really wanted a center location where people can get together over health and wellness, and our mission is to enrich the community through health and wellness. Now, whether that be through a class, or a detox, or a massage, it's really also teaching the individual how to give back to themselves so they can be fully full and give to others. And I have a couple of Healthy Hubbers here with me today, a couple of colleagues that I'd like to introduce. We've got Giza Terhar here, and she's our skincare specialist. Say hi. It's really amazing, her facials, because she goes on more of a holistic view, so it's more than just the facial itself. And we've got Amber here, who's an amazing massage therapist. She does relaxation, deep tissue, but she specializes in Thai massage. If you guys haven't had Thai massage, you should try it. It's amazing. So as a special, and I'm really proud to be working alongside with these fine, outstanding women in our community, I'd like to offer a special during this detox, $15 off any service with Amber or Giza, just to get to know them. So come by and say hi. I really see the most transformation with this detox. I can tell you guys all these facts and nutrition, what's good for you and what's not, but I believe that this detox gets you down to the most nutrient-rich foods and cuts away from inflammation and possible allergies. That veils are lifted, and the proof is in the pudding, right? So if you do this detox for just 10 days and it inspires you to just start to dig deep or be a conscious eater or look at labels, that's huge. So that's why one of the reasons that I love this detox. And I believe this information has the potential to improve, extend, and save lives. And I've seen the whole spectrum. And everyone gets something out of it, like I mentioned. If it's that you learn a couple new recipes, if it's that you look at the labels, if it's that you sit down and eat more consciously, all those are huge and translates to big results. Balancing your mind, or your body and mind, is essential to having the most effective life. This quote also kind of wraps it up for me of why I do this. If I can help to give you the tools that you need to have the most effective life, being a more effective member of society, I believe that that gives back to our community and makes the world a better place. So why do it? Besides that you're going to be looking like this. No, I'm serious. You're going to have to find a partner and do this. I do it all the time. Conscious eating. I've mentioned this before, but how many of you guys have blindly put food in your mouth and you're like, wait, did I just eat a cookie or was that popcorn? So just to sit down and understand the properties of this food and to understand how it affects your body is huge, and can translate to all kinds of benefits. I've seen people lose that 5 pounds just by practicing conscious eating, making a decision and sitting with it. Disease prevention and management. So, autoimmune disease, diabetes, we all know that's on the rise. In fact, they're calling Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diabetes type 3, which isn't so new. They've been calling that since 2005, but it takes a while to get out to mainstream media. So it's the inflammation of all the neurons and the fire that's happening within that's causing these preventable things. And management. If you do have an autoimmune or some kind of disease, you don't want to throw gasoline on the fire. You don't want to inflame the situation that's already at hand. And healthy is beautiful. Everybody, again, the first thing is, well, I want to lose 5-10 pounds. But really, if you work from the inside out, it's going to radiate. And when you're healthy and your energy's up, you put out that glow that everybody notices and everyone wants to be around. And it's bigger than you. So another thing that I love about this detox is the trickle-down effect. And it's because when you're living that example of being choosier of what you put in your food or looking at items before you buy it, it translates to your kids, your grandkids. Maybe your uncle who has diabetes is noticing what you're doing. So being the change you want to see in the world. Okay. So blood sugar and stress. So hold on for a moment. Parasympathetic and sympathetic mode. So the rest and digest and fight or flight. Now just hold on to that because I got to put that out there as I explain this. Come on in. Hey guys, join the party. Oh, it's all good. Homeostasis. Do you guys remember that term in high school biology? It's where your body wants to keep a state of balance, and some state of balances are more important than others. So, for example, our body temperature is a very important body balance, homeostasis. If it gets, too high, we're sick, we're fighting off infection, but if it gets higher past, we're all like around 97, 98, 102, you're sick, 104 is worrisome, and then if it crawls up from there, you could die. Same if it gets too low, you could die. So that's a top homeostasis that your body wants to hold. Same with pH. For example, when you drink a can of Coke, that is so acidic that your body will leach out the minerals of the bones to neutralize that acid, because it's more of a priority to keep your pH in line than it is to have strong bones. So blood sugar, that's another crucial homeostasis that we have to have. So when we go through those ups and downs of the blood sugar roller coaster, that's an alarm. That's the fight or flight, or otherwise known, we're running from a tiger. Our body's in a state of stress. And so when our body is in a state of stress, then we don't have time for the rest and digest. And the thyroid and the sex hormones, they get last dibs. So, if we're running a marathon, with the blood sugar roller coaster all day, then we're not going to have time to work on healing ourselves or think about any sort of reproduction. We just want to get away from that tiger. So with these kind of imbalances causes all kinds of different symptoms, and it's different for everyone, and it comes out in all kinds of different ways. And these are just some of them, and this is a small little thing. I can only fit in so much. But some of them are fatigue, weight gain, thinning hair, PMS, migraines, skin imbalances like acne, psoriasis, eczema, autoimmune, and disease. That guy looks comfy, huh? Okay, and then blood sugar regulation. Ah. All right, so this is what we're looking for. Better sleep, more focus, energy, weight loss, and health. Remember this? Okay, so I had to touch a moment on kids and sugar. Diabetes and autoimmune disease is now touching the lives of many of our children. So, dosage per pound. I want you guys to think of, imagine a 150-pound adult. And let's say like an 8-year-old, 50-pound kid. So let's say that 150-pound adult eats one candy bar. For that 50-pound kid, that's like eating 3 candy bars in a row. I want you to imagine what that would feel like. So no wonder they go a little wacky, right? So keep that in mind when you do kids and sugar. And keep it out of your house. They're going to get it at plenty of other places. At the school, at grandma's, candy's everywhere. They're not going to be starved for sugar or candy. They're gonna get it. So it's best to just keep it out of your house. And when choosing a treat, try the most natural as possible. Try not to do anything with high fructose corn syrup, no dyes. So the more natural, the better. Kids even love a baked apple with some butter, cinnamon, and bake that, and it's delicious. Little lemon. Keep it out of their mouths as long as you can. As long as you're in control, you're putting that spoon in their mouth, it shouldn't be anything that's high and sugary and unnatural. It should be at the most a piece of fruit, and that will give them just as much pleasure as a bite of ice cream. So, just keep it out of their mouths as long as you can. When you're putting a little plate in front of them, you don't need to put, any sugary treats. Just have a balanced little meal for them. And rewards kids with praise instead of sugar. They like it just as much, and I think it lasts longer. Okay, so everybody has one of these, right? We're going to go over it. I'm not going to go over everything. I'm just going to touch on a few things. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to say that, these are just examples. Like, for example, I couldn't list all the vegetables here and make it all cute in a little infographic. So these are just examples. And then the caution. I put this here. Now nuts, I just put that there because nuts can be hard in your digestion. So if you're having a hard time with that, make sure you chew it really well and just don't go nuts with nuts. And the squashes, I put that there because if you are looking for weight control, you might want to do that at the evening and less for weight control. And seasonal local fruit. I gave you guys a nice gray area to work with because I want you guys to be the captain of your own ships and I want every one of you guys to succeed. So if you're feeling the strain of the sugar detox and you want something sweet really bad and the grapefruit or the green apple's just not doing it for you, have a pear. Have a red apple in lieu of a cookie or, going on a binge trip. So, make it for you to succeed. I want you guys all to succeed. And the other thing that's going to be different this year, okay, so remember a couple slides back when I was talking about stress and running away from that tiger? Well, stress can be a whole other presentation on its own. So I wanted to add a little mind-body to it, and our friends from Seaside Yoga, Kristen, she helped us create a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute yoga stretch breathing videos. And this is designed for you guys to just have 1 minute. We're going to start with 1 minute, and it will be a link to this video through your guys' email of how to just open up, stretch, get the energy moving, breathe. And it's also to show you guys that you don't have to have like a whole hour to get moving. You can start small and work your way up from there. And so then after the second 5 days, we're going to have 2 minutes. And then it's going to go up from there because we have an extension. So, but just, I wanted you guys to have something to start small and just get moving a little bit. Another thing I wanted to mention also is if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you're going to want to have more, as much as you want, into the pumpkin and the squashes, and you'll want to include sweet potatoes and yams. And also for athletes, you'll want to include those things as well, and especially after working out, you'll want to carbo reload. So you'll want to eat, maybe some sweet potato or pumpkin after your workout so you don't feel sluggish. And then notice if you are feeling sluggish, then adjust and add more carbs in. So just kind of play around with that. Okay. And again, like I mentioned, what I love about this detox, and we'll open up the floor for questions after everything, is I think that this really clears the slate. It unlifts veils. It allows you to see things that you might not normally see. So like, for example, after this, you might notice if you have an irritant to grains or dairy. And again, this is also nutrient dense. So you're really giving your cells, feeding yourself at a cellular level. Okay, so I also gave you guys these sheets that explain a little bit more so you can keep it with it. So if you start to feel a little hangry, which is a mix of hungry and angry, you can be like, okay, it's normal, it's all right. So, okay, hunger. This is seriously no joke. And I remember last year during the detox, people were coming up to me like, I ate like a whole quiche like that big. Okay, that was me, but there was other examples. But seriously, as your blood sugar regulates, you will start to feel hungry, and it's okay as long as you're eating the right things. Don't judge, just eat till you're satisfied, and it will even out. And then soon enough, you're converting yourself from a sugar burner to a fat burner. And once you become a fat burner, it's like putting that big log onto the fire. You don't have to be preoccupied with the fire anymore. You can leave and go away and know that fire is burning. Or, being a sugar burner is like having that fire and keeping it stoked with kindling and paper, and you have to be like right there feeding that fire. So, I mean, if you're on that blood sugar roller coaster, you're always like, where's my next meal? Where's my next snack, So this is to convert you from being a sugar burner to a fat burner so you can leave that fire. You don't have to be a slave to, those thoughts of, oh, where's my next wheel coming in, and magical things happen. So headaches, joint pains, sometimes skin rashes. Don't stop. It's really part of, I know, it sounds scary, but the thing is when your liver doesn't have the chance, or when it actually has a break and you don't have to detox all that sugar and alcohol, it can start to work on the other things to detox that need to be detoxed. And sometimes that comes out, in certain different ways. And some people don't feel anything, but I'm just giving you that warning again. It's normal, and don't stop. Sugar cravings, again, this is real. Your body wants that quick energy fix that it's used to. Load up with proteins and fats, and that will help to keep your mind off of it. And also go for like a nice walk, or a little exercise, and that helps to distract from the sweet tooth as well. Mood swings. Remember I talked about the hangry? Well, also, you're taking away a vice as well. And so when you take away a vice, you leave yourself exposed. And the thing to do with this is, if there's emotions coming up, don't disvalue or disvalidate them. See what's coming up to surface, be curious about it, and just be kind to yourself. And digestion, again, like as your body kind of gets used to a totally different environment. Things are changing, but this is normal. Okay, so tips and tricks. Do it together. That's why we're all here, right? Accountability is huge. I don't work out if I don't have my workout partner. So you guys recruit as many people as you can. Get your friends, your families, everyone involved as much as you can. Get the no food out. That's huge. If you find yourself and you're in a state of hunger and you see that bag of Doritos or whatever your weakness is, you're going to grab it. So maybe put it in a box, tape it up, that way it will be known if you got into it, store it away. And then after the detox, you can decide what to do with it. You might just want to donate it away. And always have food with you. That goes with the hungry part. Don't let yourself get hungry. Have snacks. And I put out a lot of good snack ideas, but, olives, veggie snacks, almond butter, just some little ideas. And again, I think I mentioned about the fats and proteins. Sleep. When you're tired, your body will crave that quick energy, so you will crave sugar even more. And drink water. It's the same mechanism, our hunger and thirst, because we get a lot of our water from our food. So sometimes it's really easy to mistake hunger for thirst. And chew your food. Sit down, be there with the meal. You'll even taste it more. And read labels. You'd be surprised what has sugar in it. I was looking at the grocery store the other day, and I had a bag of frozen vegetables, and it had sugar added to it. So really, look at everything. Don't believe anything that says it on the label. They're lying to you. And be active. And keep learning. I think this one is huge. And that's why I'm so grateful. I can't give... What's hard about nutrition is, there's so much to learn, and everyone's different. But, one thing for sure is we all consume too much sugar as a nation. I don't know if I told you guys the statistics before, but the average American consumes 150 to 170 pounds of sugar per year, where just 100 years ago, that was 4 pounds. And so... when you're going in the flow with the American diet right now, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And so for me, just keep learning. And like I said, I'm glad that I have those emails to put out to you guys so that I can send you guys links and information that you guys can look at it at your own pace and what interests you. And most importantly, don't give up, you guys. I mean, if you have a mishap where you fall and you come up and there's a cookie in your mouth, it's okay. Don't give up. Don't throw the whole thing out. Because together we've got this, and I like this. If you do your best, you're going to win. So if you're doing your best, you're going to get something from this. And if your best is you've made some oops, that's okay. Just keep going. But I will tell you, if you do make some oops, it is harder. And together we've got this. This is just so inspiring seeing all of you guys here, because it's inspiring me to keep going, and I get to see the interaction of our community getting healthier together. Okay, so resources. So everyone has my business card and has my website. I've got my blog there. Make sure that I have your guys' email, because, and if I don't, sign it right there. And on my website at the end, there's these little buttons, and one's like Facebook, and one's Pinterest, and one's Instagram, and you can click those and it'll lead you to mine. So if you guys Pinterest, I've got a whole board of sugar detox approved recipes. Facebook, that's kind of like the hub where we're kind of meet, where people post like pictures and recipes and inspiration of like, hey guys, how are you doing? So you guys stay connected. Remember, we're in this together. Instagram, hashtag community sugar detox in one of your hashtags for your pictures. And Seaside Books, you'll see over there where Michelle is. Oh yeah, Seaside Coffee, Beach Books. Beach Books has put out some of my favorite books. I'll have you lift some of them. So there's the 21-day sugar detox. That's amazing. But this one is my favorite, Practical Paleo. And because if you guys are looking to get into about the food and why, the whole front part gives a lot of explanation about the food and the why. Like, we don't have time to go over that like I wish we did, but that book covers it with recipes. And other favorite books, like for example, right now I'm reading, my favorite cookbooks are right there. And then I've got the two books that I'm reading right now, which is the Wallace Protocol and Grain Brain. I know, but it's inspiring to hear the doctors that were living in conventional medicine and understanding the powers of whole food healing and being like, wow, you guys, there's something to this, like how my light bulb went on. It's like, yeah, you guys, there's something to this. And then Seaside Coffee House is awesome because you guys can always count on a sugar detox meal here. So she'll have, and she has amazing smoothies too. And I tried one today and I felt bad because I kept taking sips of it. So you guys can come here, order some food. If you wanted, you don't know what to make for dinner, just call ahead. I think she closes at 4. Yeah, so you can do.
I can make you dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here. It's done. It's easy. So, and then also, you guys, don't believe it just from me. I have our friend Neal Wallace here, and he's here to share his experience with the diet, the lifestyle, and just what it's done for you.
It was, it was about a year and a half ago, 4th of July bash at the house. And Jennifer came and said, the way you like to cook and that, you ought to try the paleo thing. And at that point, I was pretty heavy, but it was more about health than weight. And she talked about her back. I had kind of arthritis issues in my hand, and I haven't been able to touch the tips of my fingers to the pads in a long time. But boy, I can do that because that inflammation went away. It's also interesting that in that year and a half, I've seen 60 pounds go away. So that's a nice side effect, but I hate thinking about it as a diet because that just has such a connotation. The food is awesome. It really is. I brought a few recipes that I'm going to share tonight, but if you like good food, if you like eating things that taste great and have the benefit of knowing that it's actually good for you, then this is a fantastic way to go. The sugar detox is a good kickoff. It's more restrictive than going with the paleo, but after doing this, it'll make you really appreciate the things that you can have on the paleo lifestyle. But when I started that about a year and a half ago, I've been taking cholesterol lowering medication. I've been taking blood pressure medication. And it was about 9 months, 10 months after I started that when I went back to get my next blood test done. And I've never seen numbers like I got after doing that. Even medicated my cholesterol numbers, total cholesterol is 180-ish. I went back after being on this for a while and my total cholesterol was 135. Bad cholesterol numbers were low. Triglyceride numbers went from triple digits down to 77. Glucose numbers, I mean, just across the board, when you do one of those lipid panels, it's like, holy smoke. And you know, and it was for no other reason than the change in the diet and getting away from our great food pyramid. So, you know, from that experience, how good I feel, what it's done for me, plus dropping some weight. I hope you all enjoy this experience. I did bring a couple of recipes, a few of my favorites. One is out of that the Sugar Detox book. It's a slow cooker chicken adobo. It's simple to do. Takes you just a few minutes to throw it into the crock pot, and it's delicious. I brought a recipe out of one of my favorite books, Nom Nom Paleo, Michelle Tam's book. There's a woman who has put a lot of time and effort into a book, and everything she does is just the volume's cranked up as far as the flavor goes. Everything she does is very flavorful. But something that took me a while to get around to, cauli rice. Come on, it's cauliflower, it's not rice. But after a little practice, it comes out pretty good. And there's a few things, and I will tell you right now, one of the keys to making really good cauli rice, when you take your head of cauliflower and you throw it into the food processor, don't leave one chunk the size of your fist and 6 pieces the size of your thumb. Make them uniform and process it the least amount possible to get it down to rice-sized kernels. If you put it in there and it just turns to mush, and then cauli rice isn't really any good. So that's my tip on the cauli rice. You can take basic cauli rice, which is nothing more than some sauteed onion and the cauliflower and a little salt and pepper. You can ramp that up. You can add any kind of spices. You can add chicken, pork, shrimp. You can turn it into a regular fried rice dish. And then one of the other things that I brought, one of my favorites, you get missing the some of the no-nos. Tortillas, man, you can't eat tortillas on paleo, but you can if you make them out of plantains. And I have a recipe here. It's really simple, a couple of plantains in the food processor with a little bit of stuff. Spread it out on some parchment paper, bake them up, and they are awesome. So I will share these. I'm just gonna put them up here and people can get them. If there aren't enough, if people are wanting them, you can always get me
Yeah,
to her.
yeah, I will get that from you, and I'll put links to it through the emails as well, so the people that aren't here can get them as well. Because those of you guys that don't know Neal, he is known for his cooking. I look forward to every 4th of July just so I could mow down on everything he makes. So, no, it's good. If it's coming through Neal approved, then it's good.
I like to cook, and if you like to cook, this is really a fun thing to do because you'll be cooking great food.
Yeah, and also too, you know, once you get used to it, it's easier in a way because you're just using whole foods, you know. And then once you do the detox, your taste buds change. You know, that when we overstimulate ourselves with sugar, you know, you can't taste the true sweetness of a carrot. But after we, you know, detox and you reset everything, you taste all the different flavors that all the different vegetables have to offer. A lot of times, like my Sunday morning breakfast is a bunch of different vegetables sauteed in coconut oil with salt and a fried egg on top because I taste all those different yummy vegetables and they all bring a different property to it. So
unless you've got iron will, and I don't, all those fun things that are hiding out in the cupboard, yeah, put them in a box, send them to a friend's house, donate them to the food bank, do something. You got more willpower than I do if you can keep that all in the house and go about a sugar detox diet. Best of luck to all. Thank you very much.
thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet.
So, just a few other things before we open it up to questions here. Well, let's see here. I'll show you guys some pictures of some paleo food that I've made. And that's a roasted chicken. That's from Nom Nom Paleo, like he was talking about. That's a crock pot chicken with cauliflower mashers. This is on my blog. I call it 5-minute curry. So, and that's what I call life-saving quiche because I kind of blogged about it when I ate like most all of it. To me, it was life-saving at the time. And then I just put here, I mean, it's just as simple as some fresh meat and vegetables. That's some paleo biscuits. But before we wrap it up to questions, too, I want to say thank you to everyone that's here. It really means a lot to me and inspiring. And a big thank you to Michelle and Seaside Coffee. Thank you so much for inspiring me and feeding me and getting me into it. I love you. So, with that said, I'm sure I forgot a million different things that I want to say, but I'll include those in the emails later. Do we have any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
What are your favorite salad dressings?
Usually I go for speed and I just use a little olive oil and some kind of vinegar or lemon juice. But I also, okay, you guys saw the paleo aioli recipe that I gave you there because that is also crucial for making sauces or creamy dressings. I'll be sending you, you know, like how I make a paleo ranch is I just put this 21 Trader Joe's 21 seasoned herbs. It's just dried herbs and I sprinkle it on there and I stir it up and I put that as my salad dressing. Or you can add, you know, avocado and basil to that, blend it up for a creamy, even creamier basil avocado dressing. The list can go on and on. But, you know, the thing with, one of the things with the detox is people are like, wow, well, I'm going to have to spend some more time with meal prep. Well, just at first. Remember the first time that you looked at a recipe and you're making something for the first time and you're like, oh God, what is this? What is this? Well, everything is so new to you guys and it is taking time to get adjusted, but you do get used to it. I think I've been doing this for like, I don't know, like 4 years or something. So I'm pretty used to it and it's pretty on, you know, it's a switch on my brain. I can look at a recipe and know how to convert it. So it will get easier. Know that the experiences, you know, we're all new, and so it takes some time adjusting with that. But make that paleo aioli and have that on hand because it makes great sauces and dips.